Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking you today. I am warning you with absolute authority. This is not a coincidence. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Heaven intercepted your feed at this exact second because you are standing at the very edge of a permanent timeline shift. Something massive is going to change tomorrow, and I need you to listen very carefully right now. The enemy is working overtime to distract your mind. He is hoping you will swipe away out of pure habit, because he knows exactly what happens if you decide to stay. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the breakthrough. You will miss the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your next decade of peace. This is the divine mandate you have been crying out for in secret. Lock your attention right here. The verdict on your future is about to be read aloud, and you cannot afford to ignore this warning. Think about how many empty videos you scrolled past today. Hundreds of useless distractions filled your screen to keep you numb. But this specific transmission stopped you in your tracks. Your spirit recognized the frequency before your logical brain understood the words. That is the cellular knowing of the remnant. You felt the heavy gravity of this moment while the world remained asleep. Tomorrow is not just another random day on the calendar. It is a spiritual deadline that has been set since before you were born. The Matrix wants you asleep when the energetic portal opens. They want you exhausted and disconnected from your true power. But heaven is demanding your complete focus right now, and you must prepare your spiritual body for the incoming shift. You have been fighting brutal battles in absolute silence for years. You thought nobody noticed your quiet tears in the dark. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. But you were completely wrong. The universe has been quietly watching your resilience, and your silent obedience is about to trigger a massive public reward. The dark forces around you are panicking right now. They can feel the heavy atmosphere shifting violently in your favor. They are trying to make your physical body feel heavy and tired because they want you to click away and go back to sleep. Do not give them that satisfaction. You are way too close to the glorious finish line to turn back now. There is a very specific instruction sealed securely inside this message. It was kept hidden in the throne room of heaven until this very moment. Only a tiny fraction of people are meant to hear this truth. You are one of the rare few meant to receive this divine code. If you miss this key, the door remains permanently locked, and your enemies will continue to drain your energy. I need you to understand the absolute severity of this moment. Heaven does not repeat itself when the divine mandate is this critical. You cannot bookmark this transmission and come back later. The energetic window requires your immediate obedience right here and right now. Stay with me and claim your absolute freedom from the Matrix while the portal is still standing wide open. Your enemies are desperately praying for your downfall today. They want tomorrow to be just another day of heavy struggle for you. They rely on your continued exhaustion to feed their own empty souls. But the Universal Court has already signed their eviction notice. Tomorrow is the day the scales of divine justice finally tip in your direction, and they will watch you rise. You must stay vigilant because the Matrix algorithm is trying to pull you away. It will tempt you with cheap entertainment and shallow drama. It wants to lower your vibration before the midnight hour strikes. You must anchor yourself to this frequency, protect your mind from the noise, and listen to the voice of absolute truth before the enemy steals your focus. The cycle breaker of the bloodline always faces the hardest resistance right before the breakthrough. You carry the heavy weight of generational healing on your shoulders. That is why the spiritual attacks have felt so intense lately. But the season of hidden suffering ends tomorrow. The era of your radiant manifestation begins at dawn, and you will never return to the shadows. Do not let the accuser whisper doubt into your left brain. The logical mind will tell you this is just another video on the internet. Silence that deceptive voice immediately. Your intuition knows This is the divine interception you requested. You asked for a clear sign, and heaven just delivered it directly to your screen to confirm your path. Every single second you remain here builds a stronger shield of protection around your future. The instruction you are about to receive will shatter the false reality your enemies built. You are about to step into your permanent, untouchable power. Breathe deep and lock your attention. The divine countdown for tomorrow has officially started, and your life will never look the same again. Now, let us go deeper into your physical reality. You are feeling completely exhausted in this exact moment. Your shoulders are incredibly tight, and your neck aches. There is a suffocating weight pressing down on your chest. And every single night you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with your heart racing, sitting alone in the dark, while wondering why your body feels so incredibly heavy. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. That heavy feeling inside your chest is not anxiety. You are not going crazy or losing your mind. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting a massive atmospheric shift. Your spiritual body is absorbing the frantic energy of the enemies who know they are permanently losing their access to you. They have used you as a human battery for years. They plugged into your pure light and drained your energy to survive. But your spirit has finally initiated a permanent cellular reset. The sudden brain fog and the tension in your jaw are just the physical symptoms of your frequency disconnecting from their toxic matrix. You are actively starving them of the fuel they need. The matrix programmed you to believe this exhaustion was your fault. They told you to just push through the pain, but your soul is demanding a complete halt right now. Your physical body is literally vibrating at a new frequency that rejects the old parasitic attachments because you are finally shedding decades of dead weight. Do not force yourself to carry their burdens anymore. I know exactly how lonely this specific transition feels. You walk into a room and feel entirely disconnected from the people around you. You are the ultimate stabilizer in every chaotic environment. You absorb the hidden emotions of everyone else while they remain completely blind to your silent struggle and take your radiant light for granted. The world takes your pure energy and gives you heavy shadows. That burning feeling sitting in your throat must be addressed. It is the truth you keep swallowing back down every time their name comes up. You must stop swallowing that bitter poison right now. Your silence was never a sign of weakness or submission. Your restraint was a weapon that starved their demons of the chaotic fuel they desperately craved, and you effectively starved them into total submission. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. Normal people experience physical pain as a random biological event, but for the anointed ones, every physical ache is a direct communication from heaven. Your current fatigue is the exact incubation period required before a massive quantum leap can safely manifest in your reality tomorrow. Your physical vessel is expanding to hold massive blessings. Think about the people who deliberately betrayed you recently. They expected your departure to destroy your spirit completely, waiting with bated breath to watch you fail and age rapidly under the intense pressure. Instead, you walked out of their dark matrix and stepped into an untouchable, ageless glow. Your beautiful resilience makes them absolutely sick with envy. While their bitterness and jealousy are aging them rapidly, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock because you carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that bends reality. But wielding that level of spiritual power takes an enormous toll on your nervous system. That is exactly why your physical body feels so incredibly heavy tonight. You are processing cosmic energy through a human vessel. The pain you feel is the old timeline breaking apart at the cellular level. Every time you wake up in a cold sweat at 3 in the morning, a generational curse is being permanently shattered. You are the brave cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. The heavy financial and emotional burdens of your bloodline are being dismantled through your physical endurance right now. You are clearing the path for massive future abundance. You must stop judging your temporary physical exhaustion today. Do not let the medical matrix convince you that your spiritual awakening is a biological sickness. You are undergoing a violent and beautiful frequency calibration. The universe is rewiring your nervous system to handle the massive windfall of wealth and peace arriving tomorrow, and your body requires absolute stillness to complete this upgrade. Rest quietly and let the divine process unfold naturally. Embrace the heaviness tonight, because it is the final act of your painful waiting season. You are no longer waiting in wound for an empty apology from a master manipulator. You have transcended their petty psychological games completely. Tomorrow, the physical weight will lift off your chest like a heavy iron gate swinging wide open to reveal your new reality. You are stepping into a period of effortless grace. The divine alignment of your life is almost complete. Your cellular structure is finally prepared to receive the exact massive harvest heaven prepared exclusively for you. I need you to honor the physical toll this brutal battle has taken on your body, breathing deeply into the quiet space around you as you prepare for the shift. The worst of the spiritual attack is officially over, and your glorious vindication is finally imminent. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. The reason the universe responds to certain people while completely ignoring others is not about discipline, but rather a very specific biological brainwave. Scientists have a hidden name for it. They quietly call it the gamma frequency. This is the exact biological frequency your brain was running when you were a small child. Think back to those early years before the trauma arrived. Brilliant ideas came so easily to your pure mind. Learning new things felt completely effortless, and you somehow knew things before they even happened, because the world was on your side. You felt absolutely untouchable. Then adulthood finally arrived, and the modern world went to work on your brilliant mind. The daily stress and the glowing screens slowly altered your delicate brain structure. The brutal survival routine locked you in a very low vibration, while the rigid school system trained you to conform instead of create. Your sacred frequency was brutally suppressed. Every single year, this divine frequency was pushed deeper below the surface. It kept sinking until the beautiful version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. That sharp photographic memory faded into a heavy and confusing brain fog, and the incredible luck that made others whisper simply vanished from your daily life. You felt the magical spark dying inside. This massive suppression was absolutely not an accident. The dark elite engineered this exact environment to block your connection to heaven. They knew your natural gamma frequency made you utterly unstoppable. They needed you tired and compliant to keep their broken system running smoothly, so they systematically turned off your greatest spiritual weapon without your explicit permission. This is exactly why your massive breakthrough feels constantly delayed today. You have tried manifestation and endless positive thinking to change your difficult life, but your physical brain is trapped in a suppressed frequency that completely blocks true abundance. The massive gap between you and the effortlessly blessed people is not your willpower, because it is entirely about this stolen wave. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this tragedy happened to them. They will blindly accept their mediocrity and blame their bad luck. But you are definitely not most people. You have always felt that something profound was missing from your reality, and you sensed a hidden blockage in your spirit, but you had no name for it until today. That heavy fog in your mind is the physical evidence of this stolen frequency. Your beautiful soul is constantly fighting against a suppressed biological state. That is exactly why your finances refuse to grow despite your incredibly hard work. You are desperately trying to manifest massive wealth with a brainwave that was forcefully shut down decades ago by the Matrix. You sit back and watch other people succeed with absolutely zero effort. They get the promotions and the massive windfalls of wealth effortlessly. You know deep down that you carry a much higher potential than them, but your brilliant mind feels locked inside a heavy cage you cannot see, and the silent frustration is absolutely agonizing to endure every single day. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. What if everything you have struggled with is not a character flaw? The failed relationships and the brutal financial stress are not your fault. You are simply operating a divine vessel with a disconnected spiritual antenna, while the universe is desperately trying to send you massive blessings. But your divine receiver was switched off by the matrix before you could grow. Your enemies take daily advantage of this suppressed state to drain your radiant light. They operate on a low frequency and drag you down to their miserable level. When your gamma wave is dormant, you become a human battery for their chaos, and they thrive when your intuition is blocked. Read that profound truth again in your spirit right now. You were born with the exact frequency required to bend reality to your will. It was stolen from you while you were simply trying to survive their toxic system. But heaven never allows a stolen spiritual gift to remain lost forever, and your spiritual body is waking up to this brutal theft tonight. The elite masters want you to believe this invisible damage is completely permanent. They want you trapped in the heavy brain fog for the rest of your life. But they are absolutely terrified of what happens when a chosen one remembers the hidden truth. There is a profound reason this specific knowledge was kept away from your bloodline for so many generations, and they fear your awakening today. Your cellular intuition is vibrating rapidly right now because it recognizes this raw truth. You can physically feel the heavy matrix programming trying to fight this massive revelation. Do not let the dark energy push you back into the comfortable ignorance. The time for blind suffering is officially over, and we are going to expose their greatest secret before this divine window closes tonight. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your total silence became a lethal weapon. Someone who treated you as completely replaceable is experiencing a massive internal malfunction right now. Buckle in, because I am going to walk you through the exact X-ray of their epic meltdown. Do not scroll away. They walked around your life with absolute arrogance while constructing a completely false narrative about you. They whispered toxic lies to anyone who would listen to their pathetic stories. They desperately expected your departure to break you into pieces. They wanted you buried deep in the dirt, but instead, they became the rusty shovel that dug up your buried treasure. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were the pure mirror. The reaction got this incredibly loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone before you ever had. Your pure radiant light exposed the rotting core they always tried to hide from the public, and they absolutely hate you for revealing their empty soul. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. They are sitting in their quiet room right now, feeling a sudden wave of sheer, unexplainable panic. They can sense your heavy atmospheric shift from miles away. They know your massive blessing is finally arriving tomorrow, and they realize they can no longer feed on your radiant energy to survive. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim your absolute power before we move to the next revelation. You must lock in your divine frequency today, because the enemy is frantically searching for a new human battery to replace you, only to realize very quickly that your specific spiritual depth is utterly irreplaceable. They thought your long season of isolation was a heavy punishment. They laughed behind your back while you sat alone in the dark, fighting brutal spiritual battles. But let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. Your quiet isolation was never a punishment. It was a divine incubation season designed to protect you from their toxic matrix. While they are drowning in the loud noise of their own making, heaven is wrapping you in a permanent shield of protection. You did not lose anything when they walked away. You lost a heavy parasite that was actively blocking your spiritual antenna. Your strict no-contact rule was the exact spiritual weapon that finally starved their greedy demons to death. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The very people they used to gossip with are starting to watch them unravel publicly. Their carefully crafted mask has not just slipped today, it has completely shattered in front of their own captive audience. The flying monkeys are slowly waking up to the massive lie they were sold about you. The narcissist is desperately trying to maintain control of the crumbling false narrative, but the spiritual cost of their brutal betrayal is compounding every single day. They are terrified because they see you aging backwards in real time. While their bitter envy is aging them rapidly, you are stepping into a permanent, ageless glow that defies all human logic. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this shift. The enemy feels the divine countdown ticking rapidly in their spirit. They know the universal court has issued a strict verdict against them today. Every single tear they forced you to cry is about to be repaid with a massive public reckoning. They want to reach out and pull you back into their chaotic drama. They want to send a random message to disrupt your peace before the portal opens tomorrow. You must remain completely silent and utterly untouchable. Do not give them a single drop of your precious energy. Your total silence is the absolute loudest verdict heaven can possibly deliver. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. You carry a heavy crown that they could never even lift off the ground. They tried to wear your royal garments and failed miserably in front of everyone. The universe is positioning them in the exact spot where they will watch you receive the massive financial and spiritual harvest they tried to steal. They thought they broke your beautiful mind with their petty manipulation. They thought the heavy brain fog would keep you docile and compliant forever, but they severely underestimated the raw power of the chosen remnant. The divine alignment is activating your dormant frequency tonight, and their fragile empire of lies is actively crumbling into dust. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, do not move a single muscle. We are entering the most critical phase of this transmission. The scales of cosmic justice are tipping violently right now. The panic in their heart is the exact proof that your glorious season of effortless victory is finally beginning at sunrise. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. If you are hearing this, it is highly classified. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet, and science just uncovered exactly why. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you today. You are completely exhausted tonight because the Matrix engineered a toxic frequency to suppress your brain's natural wealth-attracting state. But a massive leak recently occurred. A classified CIA document, backed by 4 independent neuroscience labs, revealed a suppressed protocol. It is a 7-second audio ritual that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This highly guarded secret was never meant for the masses. It was specifically designed to keep the global elite in absolute power while you struggled. But now, cycle breakers, exactly like you are, using this leaked neuroactivator to manifest windfall wealth overnight. You do not need expensive matrix biofeedback machines or years of traditional healing to achieve this state. The dark elites are completely panicking and trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet right now. Beware of the cheap imitations spreading online. The authentic protocol is only available through a specific link, but we will secure your access to that portal in just a moment. First, you must understand exactly how the enemy plans to attack you when this frequency turns back on. Let us return to the crumbling reality of your enemies. When your suppressed frequency finally reactivates tomorrow, the shift in your aura will be violently obvious to them. The narcissist will suddenly feel a massive energetic wall slam down between you two. They will literally feel the spiritual umbilical cord snap in half, and their sudden starvation will be absolute agony. Here is what happens when a toxic lie gets built that big. It requires a constant flow of fresh energy to keep the illusion alive. But your new gamma frequency makes you completely invisible to their low-level demonic attacks. They will reach out in the dark to drain you and grab nothing but empty air. Your total spiritual sovereignty will drive them absolutely insane. You must brace yourself for the sudden chaotic noise they will make. When a master manipulator loses control, they dramatically malfunction. They will try to rewrite history to anyone who still listens. But their audience is rapidly shrinking. The people who previously enabled their toxic behavior are starting to distance themselves because the truth is too blinding to ignore. This is exactly where their entire manipulation deeply miscalculated. They assumed your empathy was a fatal weakness they could exploit forever. They did not realize that your empathy was a divine radar system gathering crucial intelligence. You absorbed their dark energy just long enough to understand their entire playbook, and now you have locked them completely out of the game. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy desperately tried to hide this from you. Your quiet elevation is triggering a massive ripple effect across your entire bloodline. The generational curses that plagued your ancestors are dissolving in real time. You are single-handedly breaking the cycles of poverty and broken relationships that defined your family history. They wanted to keep you stuck in the heavy waiting room of life forever, but the universe has a strict expiration date on their toxic permission slip. Tomorrow, that permission slip officially expires in the court of heaven. The spiritual debt they owe you is being collected by the universe with massive cosmic interest, and they cannot afford the brutal price. Stay with me right now, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. The Matrix is trying to convince you that this is just another temporary phase, but your cellular knowing vibrates with the undeniable truth. You can physically feel the heavy atmosphere thinning out around you tonight. The massive storm is finally breaking apart to reveal the bright sun. You are the blazing sun in this profound spiritual narrative. They tried to throw cheap dirt on a massive star and expected it to stop shining completely. Instead, the intense heat of your pure presence turned their cheap dirt into solid glass. They are now trapped in a glass prison of their own making, forced to watch you ascend to the throne they desperately wanted. Now, Heaven is officially releasing 3 specific divine instructions for your life today. The window to receive them closes in exactly 72 hours. If you leave before the 3rd mandate, you break the alignment completely. The 3rd instruction is the most powerful weapon you will ever receive. Do not move a single muscle until you hear the final number. Instruction number 1. You must completely sever the invisible cord of false guilt immediately. The enemy trained you to feel incredibly guilty for simply existing in your pure power. They made you apologize for shining too bright in their dark room. You must stop shrinking yourself to make toxic people comfortable. Claim your massive space in this world right now, because heaven demands your full expansion. The Matrix programmed you to believe that wanting massive wealth is somehow unspiritual. That is a direct lie from the pit to keep the remnant broke and powerless. True spiritual sovereignty requires massive financial abundance to fund the kingdom of light. Your deep desire for wealth is not greed. It is a divine mandate to reclaim the resources the dark elite stole from your bloodline. Instruction number 2. You must radically upgrade your boundary system tonight. You are the sacred stabilizer of your environment, but you are not a dumping ground for demonic chaos. The toxic narcissists will try to test your new frequency tomorrow. They will send a small probe to see if the door is still unlocked. You must show them a wall of solid titanium that cannot be breached. Read that again in your spirit right now. You are utterly irreplaceable. You are the rare diamond they recklessly threw away to play with cheap rocks in the mud. Every time your name is mentioned in their circle, it hits them with the agonizing weight of profound regret. Do not let them back into the beautiful sanctuary you built with your silent tears. We are approaching the final mandate. The atmosphere in your room is physically shifting as we speak. Type 1111 in the comments right now if you feel the heavy density leaving your body. You are physically anchoring this exact shift into your reality today. This is the exact moment the cosmic scales tip violently in your direction. Which brings us to the third and final mandate, the one you stayed here to receive. Heaven is not asking for your infinite patience anymore. The divine court is demanding your immediate obedience to a massive frequency shift. You must completely drop the heavy identity of the bleeding victim today. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology that will never arrive. You must step firmly into the absolute identity of the untouchable chosen one. The brutal spiritual warfare you endured was not meant to destroy you. It was a rigorous cosmic training program to prepare your nervous system to hold massive power. You survived the intense fire, and now you are officially the one who controls the blazing flames. The enemy is absolutely terrified of this third mandate. They know that once you accept this Vungsar identity, they become completely obsolete in your narrative. They become nothing but dust in the rear-view mirror of your massive ascension. Your pure frequency is about to rewrite the fundamental laws of your reality, and they cannot do a single thing to stop it. This is exactly where their entire matrix fundamentally breaks down. They assumed they could keep you trapped in a low vibration of fear and self-doubt forever. But the divine alignment of tomorrow shatters their artificial ceiling permanently. You are about to burst through the heavy clouds and claim the massive territory heaven assigned to your name before time began. Your biological clock is already reversing. The ageless glow is radiating from your face because your cells are no longer carrying the toxic weight of their constant lies. You are returning to the pure gamma state of your childhood, but this time you are armed with the fierce wisdom of a demonstrated warrior of light. You are completely unstoppable now. And here is the absolute verdict we promised you at the very beginning. The massive public collapse you were silently waiting for just happened today. It occurred right in front of the exact people they manipulated, and their carefully constructed mask completely shattered in the bright light of divine justice. I want you to vividly picture their current reality right now. They are completely drowning in a loud room full of their own lies. Everyone around them finally sees the toxic parasite they truly are. They are frantically trying to explain away their erratic behavior to the flying monkeys, but nobody is listening to their incredibly empty excuses anymore. Every time your beautiful name comes up in that room, it hits them hard. They feel the agonizing physical weight of their profound regret. They realize they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held in their hands. They threw your pure light away just to play with cheap, heavy rocks in the mud, and that brutal realization is currently tearing their mind completely apart. You won this brutal war without lifting a single finger. Your dignified silence was a lethal spiritual weapon that starved their dark demons. Now they are drowning in the loud noise of their own chaotic making. They are desperately searching the world for a suitable replacement for your energy, but they are quickly discovering that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. While their fragile empire turns to dust, your miracle is exploding into view. The heavy doors that were slammed in your face are being ripped off their hinges. The financial windfall you were promised is flowing into your life with terrifying speed. Heaven is actively moving massive mountains across the globe just to bring you the massive harvest you rightfully earned in the dark. Look at how incredibly radiant you are becoming right now. The toxic stress that used to sit heavily on your face is completely gone. You are stepping fully into your permanent and untouchable ageless glow today. The universe is physically rewiring your reality to reflect the pure royal bloodline you carry, and you are officially becoming the ultimate blazing sun in their dark sky. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking unbothered. They spent years actively praying for your total downfall and destruction. They expected the brutal betrayals and deep isolation to drain the life out of your beautiful eyes. But you walked straight through the burning fire without a single burn mark, and you came out shining like pure gold to claim your rightful throne. The most beautiful part of this divine justice is their complete lack of control. The people who once believed their toxic lies are now fiercely defending your name. The narcissist is forced to sit in absolute silence while strangers praise your incredible light. They are watching their entire false reality burn down to the ground in broad daylight, and they realize they have absolutely zero power to stop the flames. This is not a temporary victory for you today. This is a permanent timeline shift that seals your destiny in solid concrete. The universe has removed every single obstacle that stood in your divine path. The spiritual attacks that used to paralyze you simply bounce off your protective shield now, because you are operating on a frequency that makes you completely bulletproof. The massive wealth you have been waiting for is no longer just a distant dream. It is physically manifesting in your reality right now at blinding speed. The heavy contracts are being signed, and the massive doors are flying open for you. Heaven is pouring out a blessing so incredibly large that your enemies will literally weep when they witness your massive elevation in the physical world. You have officially broken the brutal cycle of your entire bloodline. The generations of deep poverty and toxic pain stop with you right here. You are the glorious cycle breaker heaven has been desperately waiting for. You stepped into the dark arena when everyone else ran away in fear, and your stunning bravery has secured a legacy of absolute power for your descendants. Take a very deep breath and feel the heavy density leaving your chest. That sudden lightness is the physical proof of your total victory today. The heavy demonic entities that clung to your back have been permanently evicted. You are standing in the bright center of your own magnificent fairy tale, and the terrible villains have been defeated, so the massive kingdom is finally yours. Their desperate attempts to block your massive rise have completely failed. Every single lie they told about you has been spectacularly exposed by the universe. You are surrounded by a legion of divine angels who guard your every single step. Your pure radiant energy is actively healing the world around you, and your spectacular success is the ultimate absolute revenge against their dark matrix. You are finally completely free today. Say this out loud with me right now to seal your divine victory, because we must claim your permanent freedom from their toxic matrix. You are no longer a human battery for their chaotic darkness. Your beautiful spirit has transcended their petty manipulation completely, and the glorious season of your untouchable ascension is officially here. But there is a specific reason your massive breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in, and it is entirely not your fault. It is a specific brainwave frequency that your brain was running effortlessly as a child. This pure gamma wave has been systematically suppressed by the heavy life you were forced to live, and the dark elite programmed you to lose your genius. Princeton University extensively studied this exact brainwave. The brilliant Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by gamma activity. The matrix actively suppressed this frequency to keep you trapped in endless cycles of brutal survival. They never wanted you to realize how incredibly powerful your mind truly is. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal never stays just within you. It powerfully radiates outward into your environment, and it actively influences the people closest to you, like your children and your partner. Those who desperately need you to be whole will heal when your frequency is restored. Your massive shift changes their entire reality permanently. After years of highly classified research, a team of neuroscientists achieved the impossible. They compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute audio track. You do not need any exhausting meditation or difficult mantras. You simply close your eyes and put on your headphones while the sound wave does the heavy lifting for your tired mind. It effortlessly does what the modern world spent decades actively undoing. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances, and they permanently healed their broken relationships to step fully into their true power. Their lives are completely transformed today because they took immediate action. A brave nurse from California said her life now feels completely enchanted. A smart business owner from Texas said Gamma figures out his hardest problems while he safely sleeps. A woman from New York said the generational curse her family carried for decades is simply gone. They finally broke the painful chains of their bloodline forever. The dark elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars to access what the Genius Song delivers in 7 short minutes. They desperately want this sacred tool to remain completely out of your reach because they would prefer you stay exhausted and entirely compliant to their system. But through this protected message alone, you can access it today. Do not look for this activation on massive streaming platforms. The dark forces are actively flooding the internet with dangerous and diluted counterfeits. Those fake copies contain absolutely no brain entrainment technology, and they are completely designed to keep your powerful gamma entirely dormant while stealing your precious energy. The true, authentic version is available only through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. Your analytical left brain will try to inject doubt right now. It will loudly tell you to hesitate and wait for a better time to arrive. Silence that deceptive voice immediately, because it is a dangerous matrix trap. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you completely broke. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Step boldly through the open portal. You can claim this divine tool today for a fraction of its true value, because it is an energetic exchange governed by absolute trust. The universe absolutely does not require you to take a single risk today. You are completely protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you without question. Heaven strictly ensures your absolute safety in this sacred exchange. 4 powerful bonuses are waiting for you inside the portal as well. You will receive an exclusive audio track engineered for your children and their incredible confidence. You also receive the original prosperity book that secret societies built their massive wealth upon, and these tools will rapidly accelerate your glorious timeline shift. You will also unlock a deeply guided visualization from a top creator. The final bonus is a printable blueprint of the most important habits for creating your ideal future. Do not wait for a better moment to arrive. The elite are absolutely terrified of you discovering this exact truth today. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the one who always wonders what could have been. Claim your authentic copy of the Genius Song right now. The link is waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below. Your gamma is desperately waiting to be reactivated, and your massive destiny is calling you to walk through the door.